Begin. Purrely, have not seen them for a while, and Purrely is still waiting for their newer support, which Konami's taking extra long to release. What the hell's up with that? Card destruction, oh my gosh. If we draw, we need Ash. If we don't draw Ash, we're gonna lose to card destruction big time. Double draw, and we're gonna draw a third time. Like now, if you had anything to chain link block this Sleepy from being equipped onto this, it maybe would have been a good idea to activate it. Not that we did have something, just so they don't draw an extra card. All right, get equipping. Draw a third time, we need Ash. Wait. Okay, we didn't activate yet. We didn't activate yet. We equipped it, not yet. We're maxing, then we're triggering, we need Ash. We got Draw and Lockbird, which could turn off the card destruction right now. You better draw. Holy moly. Card destruction, delete the entire hand. Auto win for Dark World is now turned off. I said we needed Ash. Draw and Lockbird was even better. And this is the problem. The usual correct play is to activate a lesser effect for the opponent to Ash. But because of Droll, it's the inverse. With Droll, you want to use your best effect first, not later, because then you get Drolled and it gets locked out. Damn. Oh, gosh. Now the Purrely player is going to know that card destruction was stopped. They didn't even know what they did. All right. Now we're going to have to deal with Nibiru and Droll. Are you freaking kidding me? The danger is going to trigger a Droll. Then we can't activate any of our other dangers. This completely screws us. I'm okay with a card like this stopping top tier decks like Super Heavy Samurai, but I think the collateral damage that Droll has caused to other decks, rogue decks like Dark World or playing something fun like Gold Pride and Evil Eye, it has done a lot of damage that I do not like. I'm not happy about this becoming more popular. And, you know, you could all argue it stops toxicity, and I could agree with you on that, but at the cost of hurting a diverse amount of rogue decks, you saw we auto-scooped a draw. It's just like, okay, you got me. Great. I'm out. Damn. Now, can we skip the opponent's turn through an Ash and the Maxi drawing into more disruption? I don't know about that. Do we push for a turn skip under Maxi? Does Maxi really matter if you skip their turn? Well, all the disruptions they draw into will matter. We're going to make a Baguska. Draw one Baguska. That's fair. That's great. Very well done. That's pretty much what Super Heavy Samurai does. Special summoning our Speedroid Terratop as the Baguska will be negating any monster on the field that's in defense, and it's forcing monsters into defense. Draw and Lockbird off of adding the Baku Beast Ninja, which will be triggering to special summon itself onto the field for our rank 3 Exceed. We may want to be linking into something. A Link 2 Codebreaker could attack over Baguska. A lot of people played that in TCG when Baguska was popular. Unfortunately, Saizo is even with the Baguska at 2,000 defense versus 2,000 attack. Imperm negating the Saizo from setting up a ninjutsu card from the deck. The Iron Digger could deal with Baguska. That would be something good. Living Fossil, Reborn from the Grave, and then further link this up into a triple material Apollo USA big enough to take out that Baguska. Very nicely done. Now, Baguska was just plan B. It's not supposed to be our main disruptive play. We're going to have to play through triple Monster Negate plus an Ash. Reborn from the Grave, the Altair effect on summon. The Apollo's not going to be able to negate the Lirin summoning onto the field. It can only negate once within the chain. Now, with Lirin here, Lirin should be activating on summon. If this card's summoned, you could add a Tellarknight from your deck to your hand. We're not using Ash. We're going to Apollo negate instead. Since the Apollo is already smaller than the Altair, it does not really matter to lower her again lower even further. Caduceus on summon could return cards in the graveyard back to our hand. That is actually bait. This is kind of like Isold. On summon, it's going to grab a Tellarknight card in the graveyard back to our hand, which we probably would not even use this turn. The real effect is banishing a Constellar or Tellarknight from the deck to copy its effect, which, so we got baited. We definitely got baited. That's an Isold Jabate. Should not have negated that. And now we could safely banish the Lirin to grab the Constellar Tellarknights, the real play that we cared about. But, you know, to be fair, we could have just attacked and then used the effect main phase too, because it looks like we didn't do much with the battle phase anyway. So I guess we could argue that the Apollo was okay to negate for that reason. We got Constellar Diamond, linking this off into M7. M7, linking this off into a Zeus. This is a giant Zeus, well, you know, medium Zeus. 4 material, double field wipe. Non-target wipe the field twice. Well, we really need that Zeus, the Nibiru on the previous turn. Heritage of the Chalice grabbing the Tellarknight Shield Bearer, which will banish to grab a level 6 or lower Wind Beast monster, triggering the Baku to special summon itself onto the field, grabbing a card in the graveyard back to our hand. Mitsu, the Insect Ninja, is here. Mitsu special summoning. Now, Mitsu can negate the Zeus if we have a face down card. We have to target a face down, flip it up, and then we're able to negate, which we do not have. Goodbye to the fields. Set Ash. We still have another field wipe if we want to. Looks like this is Tellarknight's game to win. Wiping up the field before committing to any plays here. 5,500 damage is what we have to deal. We're going to be using the Constellar Tellarknights, reborning a Tellarknight from the graveyard. And just like that, 5,700. We are not going to play into your Nibiru. Game number 2 we go. Very nice. Hanzo on summon, grabbing a spell trap card from the deck to her hand. On special summon, it would search for a monster. Drone Lockbird going to lock us up. Tobari going to special summon a Geo from the hand face down. Mitsu is going to special summon with the ability to negate a monster, but now it's gone. We're now making Saizo to search our deck for nothing because the Imperm is not going to negate. Okay, we're going to be grabbing our Notebook, which will be activatable while the opponent controls a card. And it being a quick play, there's a little quick trick to this if it's in your hand. Because your opponent has to control a card, if your opponent activates Impermanence, that is when you would chain the Notebook to the Impermanence on your own turn to make it activatable. Otherwise, during the opponent's turn, it will summon from the deck and from the graveyard 2 cards face down. Now, Maizen, in response to a card effect activation, will summon a monster from the deck. Duplication will summon multiple monsters from the deck. Let's see how much disruption this turns into. We got to Imperm early, right? And if you Imperm early, the Maizen summons. We are using the Ninjutsu Art Notebook, as I said, setting up the Dancing Leaves, which is not activatable this turn, summoning a level 8 to then tribute that level 8 to summon up to level 8 ninjas from the deck. We have Monster Negate, we have Reborn from the grave face down, and we also have Fusion Summon, which could banish cards off the field. So we have double disruption here. Yagumaru Fusion Summon on summon, banish 1 ninja, banish 1 card off of the field, and we still have that monster negate. Let's do it. Very nice. Maxi in the draw phase, disrespecting Gamma. I feel Gamma is not that popular. In fact, you could check right now on the website the official in-game data of what's being used at the highest rank of Master Duel. So if I were to, under usage rate, type in Gamma, it has gone down in usage from 19.6% down to 15.9%. I think it's going down because of the use of Super Heavy Samurai going down, and this was a popular card used in that deck. So it just naturally went down with it. And then cards like Call by the Grave, which were not being used in Super Heavy Samurai, being used in every other deck, also going up in usage. So Super Heavy really did mess up the meta a bit. And now we have Snake Eyes being the new top meta with Diablo Star in 28% of decks. I'm actually surprised this number's not higher. I thought this would at least maybe be 30, 40%. It's almost 30%. Interesting. Now let's continue with this turn. Ninjutsu Art Notebook. We're going to be setting from the graveyard and deck. We only have from the deck here, setting up a Mitsu Insect Ninja. Hanzo on summon, searching our deck for a Ninjutsu Art card. We got the Iron Digger. Reinforcement the army, grabbing a Fire Flint Lady. If we control a warrior, this is special summonable to then make our Ice Sold if we want to. We Ice Sold him, but we are under max C. So what are we doing here? Not maxing the first effect, that is correct. I should say not ashing. This is when you would want to ash. You ash the second effect. You ash the effect of them sending equip cards from the deck to the grave. Autonomous Action Unit. Oh my gosh, I remember that card, pulling that card from a pack like 20 freaking years ago. Reborn a monster from the opponent's grave. Ain't no way. Baku on being added. Special summoning, recycling a Ninjutsu card in the graveyard back to our hand. Take Tomborg, special summoning if we control a wind. We do not care about Maxi. We're going all in. We're going to Iron Digger, pop the back row, forcing it to be used to return the Deneb back in the deck to summon from the deck a Vega. Vega on summon will summon a monster from the hand. when being summoned, the Lyran can be triggered, right? It only actually gets triggered on normal summon, not special. Tellarknights, what the heck? We needed better. Kakata King can negate a monster on the field, not from the hand. So if we get Nibiru'd, we're getting Nibiru'd. The Bamboozling Gossip Shadow would be able to negate a Nibiru, so that probably would have been better here. To battle we go. Maizen can attack directly if we want to, but we are not doing that. And we took the Maxi Challenge and did not inflict lethal. But we're going to have a Zeus. A Zeus that's going to give them 2 more additional draws. Wouldn't they maybe just draw into an impermanence here? Imperm? No imperm. This is it. What are our disruptions? We have wiped the field twice. We have Maizen, which could go into a fusion summon, which could banish a card off of the field. So we have about triple disruption, nothing really hiding in the graveyard here. Surely, with 12 cards in our hand, we could play through it. But unfortunately, no impermanence for the Zeus. We're going to be using up our normal summon here, reinforcing our hand with a Thrasher. It's no good. Deneb, activate, summon from the deck. I should say search in the deck as the Maizen is summoning from the deck our fusion play. Now our fusion play is going to cost us the opponent drawing 2. So we're going to banish 1 card off the field for them to draw 2. Is that a good trade? Well, with their normal summon being gone, it could be. We're not going to go fusion summoning. We're instead summoning Geo. Geo's going to flip 2 monsters on the field face down, and they are permanently face down. So a bit more disruptive than banishing a card off the field. This was the other option here. Very nicely done. Perma flippage. We still have double field wipe with the Zeus. Stellar Tellarknights could summon a Tellarknight onto the field from the hand or graveyard. Reborning Vega. Vega summoning from the hand Sirius. Wipe the field. 1 more field wipe. Call by the grave onto Hanzo. What are we, like, ending our turn? Holy moly. We're so dependent on our normal summon. That is not good. End phase Zeus wiping up a bluffed card, I'm sure. The Tellarknight Genesis. What does this do? Destroy back row cards equal to the number of Tellarknights you control. Yeah, that was absolutely nothing. We're with Green Ninja and Zeus making a Sprite Elf. I did not see this coming. Reborn from the graveyard are Mitsu, which is now untargetable. And unfortunately, we have no lethal play. And the Mitsu can't do anything unless we have a face-down monster on the field, which the Ninjutsu Notebook could be. So now that the opponent controls a card, we could activate the Ninjutsu Notebook, which will be negated by the Ash, which will be negated by the Crossout Designate. Negate! I remember back in the day. We can now say, back in the day, Crossout Designate would negate Crossout Designate. Can't do that no more, unfortunately. Reborn from the Graveyard Geo, we now have the Mitsu with the ability to not only negate a monster effect, but by negating a monster effect, you're flipping the monster face up, and then you get to trigger the effect of that monster, which is flip 2 monsters on the field face down. They're also untargetable thanks to the elf. Altair, Reborn, Mitsu, negate. Lyran is also being triggered to come forth and summon. Now the TCG would have Chainlink blocked Altair from being negated by Mitsu. Are you okay with that ruling? I'm not really okay with that, but that's what the situation is over in the TCG land. Flip up, and now perma flip down 2 monsters. Flip, flip, perma face down. Stellar Tellarknight still making plays. Reborn Deneb from the graveyard. We're going to be summoning Green Ninja. I don't think Green Ninja is going to be doing anything. If this card is sent from the hand or field to the grave, you can flip a monster on the field face down. We have Duplication, which could trigger it. So with Duplication, we could maybe make some plays here. Caduceus adding up to 2 cards in the graveyard back to our hand. We're going to grab the Sky Bridge, which was sent to the grave on the previous turn here. So it is still activatable. Banishing in a nuke to send a Deneb from the deck to the grave. And the Duplication is not activatable this turn, so let's remember that. We're going to have to wait till the next turn. So the Green Ninja is not sent to the graveyard by battle, so it does not flip anything face down. Now it can. Now we're going to get flipping. We're going to flip you down. We're going to chain the Sky Bridge to the monster you want to flip down with the Green Ninja. Returning it back in the Action X, summoning a Lyran. Okay. As long as the Duplication survives for the next turn while we have a Geo on the field, we're going to have big plays. This is it. Or is it? We have Pallades, which could spin any card in the field back to the hand by spinning back the back row or even the Geo. That's going to be a big deal, but we did not. We returned our own monster back to our hand. We now have M7. We now have Zeus. Zeus could just wipe the field. We don't need to return anything back to the hand. Wipe it up. We still have a full field wipe. We have nothing activatable in the graveyard. What could we even top deck into? The Mitsu is not good enough. Passing back to Lorisor. Now, surely we have lethal damage for this game. Finish this up. Let's do it. Come forth. Constellar Tellarknights reborn from the hand or grave. We got Caduceus back on the field here. 8,500 damage. Lethal. 2 Chad players, 2 Chad decks going at it in round... actually, this is round 2. Congratulations to both of you for putting on a great fight. I loved it.